About 11 years ago, my wife and I decided to come here to Dorset and live in a wee village in the Isle of Purbeck, which technically isn't an island as such, but has the feel of one. I was born and bred 500 miles away in Scotland and hadn't ever lived in the countryside before. I'd always lived in cities, and in the depths of our first few winters here, I did sometimes think, oh dear, we've come to the countryside by mistake. I work as a stand-up poet, and I guess you can best describe what I do is perform political satire and a wee bit of gratuitous celebrity bashing.
But a finger of fudge is not enough for the city. Besuited Billy Bunters binge on tuck shop pillage, singing Yankee Doodle Dollar Candy's dandy as the stars and stripes fly over Bourneville village.
Performing poetry live, to me, seems quite a natural thing to do because it's a really old tradition that goes way back to before the printing press was invented. So, it doesn't seem like an unusual thing to do at all. You're just sharing words with people, and it's great to share them with a live audience. For a poet, it's fantastic living here. There aren't many distractions, and there's room to think. I often write lines while out walking in the spectacular scenery. I think that being far from the madding crowd helps me see the bigger picture when writing pieces about the hypocrisy of politicians or venal bankers. We're walking on hundreds of millions of years of history on this stretch of the Jurassic Coast. It keeps things in perspective. Well, in the poem for the One Show, what I've tried to do is capture some of the spirit of Purbeck and its marvels of fossil and stone. It didn't come quickly. It was a bit like chipping away at a bit of stone to find out what it was going to be in the middle. I enjoyed writing the poem very much. It was a really interesting exercise for me because I was a bit off-piste in terms of subject matter and style. Cast adrift from city sirens, an island, a sculpture shaped from limestone, clay and shale, Flower's Barrow, Ballard Down, old Harry rocks, its steep backbone, the chalk spine of a whale. Brandy Bay, Tyneham Wood, land ploughed and drilled, framed by wind-racked cliff, shifting sand and heath. Crowned with a castle's shattered silhouette, Albion's decayed, proudly ruined teeth. Veiled in ghostly sea fog on wet dog days, bathed in star-paved silent midnight skies, where memories are cloaked in mason's dust. Flint-hard history seen through quarrymen's eyes, whose muscle, grit and sweat built cathedrals, with a brittle chime of biddle and wedge, cutting slabs from salt-sprayed sepulchred caves. Tilly Whim, Winspit, Seacombe, Dancing Ledge. Thirst slaked clean by square and compass cider, as barrels clatter on the flagstone floor. Wood-panelled walls ingrained with song and story, laughter echoing voices gone before. Mecca for apostles of the fossil, Trigonia and golden ammonite. The Iguanodon's old coastal footpath, 200 million sun-cracked years bleached white. Angels slumber in the blue marble beds, with hammer on chisel they awaken, iron-bound beauty slowly brought to light, engraved deep in a past long forsaken. Now weekend cottages are haunted homes, and the gilded tourist shilling fills tills. Yet this is not England set in aspic. Still life draws breath from these ancient green hills. Timeless landscape for unhurried footsteps, a carving hewn from prehistoric bone. A deep seam of peace, space to think and dream. A living work of art, a precious stone.